Hi there friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rain Boots, and today we're making Dollar Tree trays and shadow boxes. This is a super easy, super fun craft that can be done in just minutes with these. If you'd like to make them, stick around. Please like this video so I know you're here crafting. It helps me out so much. So like I said, we're going to start with these little boxes. I picked a few of them up at a Dollar Tree. I painted them white. You can use acrylic paint or spray paint. I added a gold rim to one of them. I added Mod Podge and dumped it in this smattering of glitter for another. You can decorate these any way you want. Just super easy, super fun. I went online and I picked out some shapes, sized them, and then printed them out just on my printer. I am then going to trace them out onto sheet moss. Do not attempt to use the Dollar Tree sheet moss for this. Nay, nay. Go to Joann's or the craft store or Amazon and get it in a big roll. Be sure to use your coupon. So once I've cut everything out, you know what's next. We're just going to hot glue these bad boys into the trays. Be sure to give a little bunny a pom-pom tail. You can make banners for them or whatever, but we're done. Now to make this gnome shadow box, because I have to put a gnome on it, I'm going to paint it white. I'm going to use a 4-inch paper mache cone, which you can make, and I'm going to paint a cork white. I then cut out a 4-inch circle, and then you can see here, I just used a running stitch and pulled it tight and added a little stuffing right in the middle. Then I cut some organic shapes for the mushroom top. That's it. And then I'm going to work on my gnome. So here you go. Just raise up your box. And then you're going to see that even if you make a cone 4 inches, you're going to have a little part hang over. I didn't like it. So I just squished the back of that cone so that the gnome will sit inside of my shadow box. When in doubt, squish it. And then all I'm going to do here is just paint this with the same exact paint I used on my cork. Just one coat. Now this is the Dollar Tree sheet moss. Under no circumstances should you get this. That's it. Look at all this blank space. It completely falls off the second you touch it. It's quite a frustrating experience if I'm just being honest, but I need to use it because I'm not going to use it on anything, that's really high end. So all I'm going to do is cut it to size the bottom of this thing, and then we'll glue it on in just a second. So this is the sheet moss bag I wanted to show you. I don't know if you all can find this everywhere. I found it at a craft store. I peel off the paper backing, and then I cut a square that's big enough to go all the way around the gnome. That's all. I'm going to cut off that little, whoopsie, there. Okay, so I cut mine into a bit of a rounded off triangle using about 1 inch at the bottom, and then I just did that so I could get a size of for my nose here. So you can see all I'm going to do is put a little faux fur, or you can paint on a beard, you can use yarn, whatever you want, but I'm going to use this scrap of faux fur, and I'm just going to split it to the backing and add a small wooden bead, whoopsie, for the nose. There you go. See? All done. And now for the hat. Don't worry too much about this because it's really forgiving. It's moss, so it's like fleece. So all we're going to do is put a little dollop on the nose and the front of the hat of hot glue, and then we're just going to stick that down. As long as that's in place, you're good for tugging the rest of this. So go ahead and glue one side, pull it kind of taut, and then glue one side down. And this is going to give you a great idea on how much moss you need to cut off the top, because again, we're using a 4-inch cone, and there's about 1 inch for us. That is too big. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around the cone most of the way, but instead of overlapping it at that point, I'm just going to cut it off. So you can see here, I'll show you the other side. See that part up there that bent over when I put it in? We're just going to cut that off. Kind of round it off. It's fine. It's fine. This is like the easiest crafting ever. Quick and dirty. And it does get dirty. That moss gets everywhere. Just saying. So we're just going to glue that down, make sure it's kind of taut, and bam. Look at that. He's cute, and he's done. See, it sits right in there. All right, so I'm adding another coat of white paint to my cork because you can see the Chateau Saint Michel, and I'm just going to heat gun that because I got to go to a play date. So now we're going to just glue on the poofy bit to our mushroom. And I just use the flat side for the bottom and use the part where I stuck in the, what do you call it? Corkscrew? Yeah, whatever. The winemaking opener thing. And then I just glued this down around the edge. All right, now we're going to add the little dots, doohickeys, spots for our amanita mushroom. Amanita? I don't know. And then I'm going to glue this down. Again, you can see the moss flying off of that Dollar Tree sheet moss. It's kind of useless. Don't get it. All right, so I'm going to glue this mushroom down, and then on the back of the gnome and on the very back of the bottom of the gnome only, not the front, leave that glue free, we're just going to stick this in here. Now, because I didn't pay attention to, I got this big spot on my mushroom, so I took 3 teeny tiny pom-poms, stuck them together, and I called it a caterpillar. And there you go. Use your heat gun to get rid of those glue strings, and you're done. What do you think of this easy Dollar Tree craft? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I have a playlist for you.